Hi, Jeremy here, Modern Vitality. In today's video, how to overcome mold illness or mycotoxicity using a 4-step plan. We're going to be looking at the 4 steps. Okay, now I know if you're familiar with my work that you've seen some of this mentioned before, right? 4 stages, a distinct plan for healing. Our body wants to heal, and it wants to heal in a certain way. I'm going to explain more of this in just a moment, but when we start with kind of grabbing at all these different things that sound like good ideas, stuff that's been recommended here and there, or something you found in a research or some new supplement, it's like a scattershot approach. Even with health professionals, right? A lot of times they're guessing too, okay? I used to be the worst at that, so I'm not saying anything doesn't apply to me too. I've since evolved out of that. I've got my own algorithmic way of thinking and looking at problems, so I'm not guessing so much, and it really comes down to 4 stages, and it's logical, and it makes sense, and it's what your body wants to heal. Now, my caveat here for mold is step 1, if at all possible, is to get out of that environment, right? Obviously, you need to get away from the moldy environment because it's constantly hurting you. It's constantly poisoning you. Now, I know that's not always practical or feasible for people, okay? And I also know that it's one thing to get out, and it's another thing to stay out. So the reality is, with mold, we need to assume that you cannot get 0 exposure. We're going to always assume there's some coming in regardless. And we're going to work from there, strengthening your body up as much as we possibly can to try to offset that damage. Okay. So once you understand 4 stages, 4 steps, now you've got the blueprint, and now you will know how to pursue your own healing path so that you know what to do next. So you're not just spinning your wheels. That way you can start having fun again and living your life instead of just researching mold and mold illness all the time on the internet. All right, let's get started. So whenever we have a big project, right, something with a lot of work that needs to get done, we don't just start doing random stuff. And I would offer you, if you think of a house, okay, think of a house that needs to get renovated. If you look at this house and it's just in really bad shape, right, imagine there's holes in the roof, broken windows, the electrical wiring is like sticking out of the walls, it's dangerous, right? There's like wet, soggy carpets, moldy stuff, whatever. It's in shambles. It's been beat up. Okay, if you're starting with a house like that, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to Home Depot and just grab random building materials like, oh, this new rug looks good, that window looks good, right? Let's just bring them home and see what happens. No, you get a professional with experience to guide you through a process, right? Just like with the house, you've got to repair that thing in the right order. You've got to have steps. So for example, if you change out the carpet, you got a moldy carpet, right? Rip that out of the house, put in a brand new carpet. Yay, we fixed it, right? However, there's still a giant hole in the roof. Okay, what next time it rains, what's going to happen? You're working backwards. Okay, this is obvious with a house. When we talk about this stuff, it's like, oh yeah, of course, you want to patch up the roof and fix the windows and secure the exterior before you go changing out the carpets. That makes sense, right? There's an order that emerges that we can start to see. I would offer you that the human body works the same way. Isn't that cool? It's just that it doesn't come with instructions. Like houses were built and designed by other people who left blueprints, right? And they left instructions and a manual, basically. The human body, we have to decode. And I'm here to tell you that using very, 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 very old medical knowledge from Eastern medicine that's just survived through millennia, we can start to see hidden between the lines. Like this is stuff I didn't even learn when I went to acupuncture school, Chinese medicine training, all that, the standard training, they don't really explain this stuff. It's kind of hidden between the lines. Since then, I found very good mentors, very good teachers, and I've done a ton of work on my own with expanding and exploring this and developing these ideas to find there really is an order of operations. Just like you wouldn't put in a brand new carpet when you still have a big hole in the roof, right? Just like that, you wouldn't necessarily be worried about your neuroadrenal system and trying to get stress relief when you have active and rampant inflammation and your immune system's going nuts. Let me explain. Okay, we've got stages. Stage 1, immune system. Stage 2, digestive. Stage 3, neuroadrenal. Stage 4, blood circulation. That's it. You got the plan right there. That's how our body wants to be interacted with. Meaning, if we start at stage 1, we're going to be in good shape, troubleshooting through the body. If we skip stages, if we skip steps, we wind up with you get these weird little victories where everything's improved for a very short amount of time and you feel good, but then something happens and then we actually get set back farther. Just like putting in a new carpet and now it rains again because, oh yeah, I forgot about the hole in the roof, right? The giant hole. Okay, so you get a little bit of progress and then you get slammed backwards, and you do that enough times, through trial and error, just kind of trying to monkey around with your body. And you do that enough times and you start to get very low morale and you get discouraged and you want to give up. And I've seen that happen too many times. So part of my job is to take everybody who comes into my world and start catching everybody up on understanding, one, there is an order to this, right? Two, if you've tried things and failed, most likely what was going on was you were out of order and didn't know it. Okay, this is huge to understand because, man, when you go on a forum or you ask a health professional, right, whether you got a functional medicine or naturopath or Eastern medicine or whatever, if you're seeing a MD, somebody that's like doing alternative things, holistic things, conventional stuff, it doesn't really matter wherever this information's coming from. If it doesn't follow the plan, if you're skipping steps, biologically, it's going to be incompatible. There's going to be a diminishing return or you're going to get a setback from it. And when that happens, it's so easy to get frustrated and you think, hey man, this stuff works for everybody else, but not for me. What's wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. I'm on a forum, I ask, hey, what helps? What supplements help? What's the best thing to use? And I get these answers back that worked for everybody in the forum and I try it and I don't feel good, right? Is this sounding familiar at all? Or you see 1,000 different suggestions and you're like, where do I start? Well, where you start organizing them and going, okay, well, all these suggestions look like stage 4. These suggestions look like stage 3. These look like stage 2. And these look like stage 1. So now I've gotten my list down to where it's manageable of things I'm looking to explore, right? This is going to take so much of the weight off you. I'm so excited to share this with you. This has been, to be totally candid, this has been a game changer for me clinically because as a professional, you might not know this, right? But for health professionals, the ones that are good, the ones that care, right? We take a lot of the weight mentally around our cases. And when people come with complex chronic health conditions and we can't solve it very quickly, it eats us up. We get obsessed. Okay, it happens. We start looking into things and we really, really, really want to get it right. And what I found for me personally, once I understood this, it made my job so much more clear in terms of how to direct somebody's care and their treatment protocol so that I wasn't having to ruminate and overthink every little thing. And that's me as a professional, right? For the patients, now they have this framework too. And I teach it openly, like I'm teaching it right now. You have this framework and now you can do the same thing where you can remove a lot of complexity and you can remove a lot of overwhelm from all your options. Because you don't want to try a million things. You want to have something that's organized and has a plan. So that's why I would caution against just doing anything is because of the morale. Right? You don't want to waste a lot of time. You don't want to waste a lot of money. But thirdly, you don't want to waste a lot of hope and enthusiasm because every time you try and fail, it takes a toll. It really does. So part of my job is to start educating everybody I can. Like I'm training other health professionals. I'm training you. It's important we start to get this stuff out there because it organizes your approach. So now you can start to take all these great ideas, these great things, these great supplements, these great exercises, great herbs, whatever you've discovered. And of course, I've got my favorite herbs and protocols that I use that are very, very, I'm faithful to them, right? They're very reliable. They show a lot of results. They're consistent. Like I've got my favorite things, but that's by no means an exhaustive list. It's a modular thinking framework, meaning once you understand immune system, you can start to look at all the things you've taken and done in the past, and you can start to make sense of why they worked, why they didn't work. Sometimes things that don't work for you will, but just not yet. If you're in a stage 1 place where you need immune attention, right? There may be something you try that doesn't really work. Oh, I couldn't get the same benefits from it. But guess what? If you can work your body through to where you get the inflammation down and you're kind of graduated from stage 1 and then you're into stage 2, getting your digestive system dialed in, and then you're into stage 3 and your nervous system is starting to like decompress. You're starting to feel like you're human again and your old self is coming back, right? Now you go to reintegrate some other thing you tried in the past and it might work way better, because you're a different person at that point, right? You're bringing in a whole different context. This stuff's advanced. You might need to watch this again, okay? It's a very deep information, but the reality is it's incredibly, incredibly difficult and challenging and damn near impossible to heal from a complex chronic health condition without a good plan. You got to have a good plan. Just like it's about impossible to just randomly renovate your house. Think about that. Holes in the roof, moldy carpet, wiring sticking out the walls. And, of course you need a plan. Of course. So why would your body be any different? If you're struggling with complex chronic health conditions, I would offer to you that you don't have to do it alone. You can be in great company while you learn about your body and what your body needs and what your body's asking for and how to structure your next steps. Figure out these missing pieces, right, of what's going on with your health picture. We've got a group. It's a lovely group. It's full of wonderful people. We're international. There's people from all over the world in there. It's free to join. I run the group, me, right? Jeremy, the human. It's not a bot, not an employee. It's me in there answering questions every single day. I'm taking the clients I work with, I'm taking them through a healing process, and you can watch, you can observe the troubleshooting. You can see what happens when they're getting their wins and then something happens like a setback or a trigger or a flare or whatever. We troubleshoot that in real time, and you can be right there. You can ask me anything you want about your case. I'll give you my perspective, right? You get to know some of the other people in there. They're lovely. Even if you're a little introverted or shy, I think you'll find it's a very welcoming and pretty calm group. Everybody's very accepting and supportive. A lot of positivity. Great place to be. You also get access to my vault, the members vault, where I've got interactive videos. So you can start to do some of these kind of worksheets on your own and learn more about how your body works and get some information so you can start to decide what it is you should be doing next or what makes the most sense for your body. We've got a lot of resources in there. So again, it's a free group. You can find the link. There's an application link in the description below this video. I would encourage you, if this speaks to you, be the kind of person that would join a group, right? Get in there. Let's talk. Let me help you with my perspective. Okay, that's something I do. I offer that. And just so you know, it's a small group. I keep it cozy, about 100 to 200 people max. The reason why is because I like to be able to keep track of who's in there and who I'm talking to and give good answers because I know the people, right? But that also means it tends to fill up. So there may be a bit of a wait. If I get your application and it looks good, you might have to wait until the next monthly cohort or something thereabouts, right? I try to keep it pretty quick, but there may be a bit of a wait. So expect that. And in the meantime, you might consider subscribing to this channel. That way YouTube will show you more information that helps you get your health back and less just kind of random entertainment and things to scroll, right? Maybe something more impactful that'll help you get your life back so you can start to be happy again and enjoy things. So I hope this helps you. Let's get you feeling better. Cheers.